What bourbons have knocked my socks off? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today we are going to go over the bourbons that have completely knocked my socks off from day one to today. Now, all of these bottles vary in proof, they vary in price, they vary in distillery, but one thing is for sure that these bottles have done, they have impressed me thoroughly to be on this list. Now, before I get into the bottles, I want to know what bottles of bourbon completely knocked your socks off. Let me know down in the comments below. Any bottle of bourbon, whether it was a $20 bottle that just completely blew you out of the water for the flavor profile that it had to offer for that price range, or a very expensive bottle that you were expecting to do what it did. Also, if you are brand new, smash that like button. Helps the algorithm like you wouldn't believe. Smash the subscribe button, because as always, you can win this bottle of Blantons, or your choice of the heather gray t-shirt or sweatshirt, or the black t-shirt or sweatshirt. And go check out the Patreon down below. Patreon helps the channel like you wouldn't believe. For as little as $2 a month, you could help support the channel in many, many ways and join the Everyday Drinker community. But without further ado, let's get into bottle number one. Bottle number one goes to Blue Note Las Notas. Now, you all know, if you've been with the channel for as long as I've had a Blue Note on the shelf, that I absolutely love the Blue Note Juke Joint Uncut, Unfiltered bottles of bourbon. This one right here sends them into the oblivion. This is a delicious, delicious pour that I am so happy I picked up while I was down in Tennessee. This is a collaboration from the Argentine Andes. It's a Blue Note Uncut, Unfiltered, finished in French oak barrels. So if you take a French oak staved finished bourbon such as the Penelope and you boost it by 100 and you keep it barrel strength, this is what you're gonna get, and it is a vanilla, dark, rich vanilla bomb that is an insane pour, and it completely knocked my socks off for a sip. And no, I'm not that far down that bottle, but every time I go to it, it just absolutely sends me to the oblivion, and I enjoy every single drop out of that glass. Bottle number two. Bottle number two goes to Penelope Rio. And as you can see, I've been drinking this a little bit more than that, and I wish I had an unlimited supply of this bottle of bourbon right here. I know a lot of people are saying that it's too sweet for their palate, and that is okay. I enjoy this bourbon like you wouldn't believe. It is a dessert in a glass, snickerdoodle cookie, honey bun sandwich. Every time I go back to it, it is that initial cracking the bottle open flavor profile, and it hasn't changed one bit. And that is what I absolutely love out of this bottle of bourbon right here. It's just, if you're looking for a nice sweet sip, almost touching that cordial-esque kind of a sip, this is the one that you're gonna go for, and it completely knocks my socks off every time I go to it. Bottle number three. Bottle number three goes to Widow Jane Decadence. Now, going off of the Penelope Rio, right, that is like, you expect that to be super sweet because of those finished products. This one right here, you expect to be super sweet, finished in those maple syrup barrels, but it's not. It is a really beautiful finished bourbon. You know, you got a lot of that bourbon note, but a subtle maple syrup finish there that just coats the tongue so nicely. It's a really delicious pour. For a finished bourbon, this is an absolutely delicious pour, one that I always recommend. Comes out fall time, so if you're looking for this bottle right here, runs you about $85 to $95, sometimes pushes $100. So if you see it for that $15 price range, make sure you snag one of these up, because I thoroughly enjoy this, and every time I go to it, completely knocks my socks off. Bottle number four. Bottle number four goes to Stagg Jr. Now, we all have this notion that, you know, Stagg Jr. is going to be delicious. And it's told to us in the beginning of our bourbon journey that you will love this bottle right here. And when I had my first sip of Stagg Jr., I had a sample sent to me from the Minor Bros. It was Stagg Jr. batch 17. Holy bajoli, that was delicious. And then I went to a bourbon get together, and they had a bottle of batch 17 again. Had that. holy cow, absolutely insane. I needed to get my own bottle. I got my own bottle. This is the Stagg Jr. Batch 15, and it, in my opinion, is leaps and bounds better than the Batch 17. And if you've been with the channel for a while, I've had a lot of pours of Stagg Jr. from batches 1 through 17, and Batch 15 just lends to be one of my absolute go-tos. I think my favorite out of everything, I think, was Batch 6. I could be completely wrong on that, but I really enjoy this Batch 15. And if you have a couple of batches of Stagg Jr., let me know down below what your favorite out of the batches are. But every time I go to this bottle, it is an absolute magical pour. Absolutely enjoy Stagg Jr. Bottle number 5. Bottle number 5 goes to Old Granddad 114. And you might be asking yourself, why is this bottle on this list? I'm gonna tell you right now. $26 right here for 114 high rye bourbon that will absolutely throw your taste buds and flavor profile and palate into a winter storm, because it is just insanely delicious. This is a cream of the crop bourbon that you should be getting and adding to your shelves for $26, because I am surprised that this is not allocated and that this does not sell as fast as it does for the price, for the proof, for everything that this bottle has to offer. It is a go-to pour on my shelf. I need to get a new one because I'm running low. I will be out of this bottle most likely before the end of June. And it's just my absolute go-to mixer. It's a delicious pour neat. Absolutely love this bottle right here. And it withstands the test of time. And it is a absolute knock your socks off bottle of bourbon for that price range. Bottle number 6, Fiddler Georgia Heartwood. Now, this is the SLB store pick. I've had a couple of samples of other Fiddler Heartwood products. And man, what they do over there is just absolutely insane. Absolute delicious, delicious bottles of bourbon that come out of there. Still have absolutely no idea how they got this dark, but I'm not gonna be asking any questions because a bottle this dark is an absolute delicious pour, and I can't say anything else other than that. Every time I go to this bottle, absolutely is a dream pour. If you like cinnamon spice, if you like clove, if you like those baking spices and molasses and dark brown sugar in a pour, this is the one for you. Absolutely insane, delicious, knock your socks off bottle right here. Bottle number 7. Bottle number 7 goes to Eagle Rare Store Picks. And why do I say Eagle Rare Store Picks? Because the regular Eagle Rare offering it's a good pour. You know, it's a great 90 proofer for that $35, $40 price range if you can find it for that. But Eagle Rare Store Picks, Eagle Rare single barrels, not Eagle Rare, the traditional offering. Single barrels of this bottle is one of my absolute favorite pours for a 90 proofer. It drinks so easily. It's grape soda, it's grapey, it's, for some reason, it just has that cola-esque that comes through, and it is a really sweet, dark, fruity pour that is just absolutely delicious. And I know a lot of other people get that grapey soda-ness, that beautifulness that comes out of an Eagle Rare Store Pick. And if you can get one of those bottles, it is leaps and bounds one of the best 90 proof offerings from Buffalo Trace. And finally, bottle number 8. Bottle number 8 goes to Barrell Bourbon Batch 34. I've been fortunate enough to get my hands on a lot of Barrell Bourbon batches, a bunch of their offerings, and every time I go to this bottle, it is a just complete maple syrup pancake, delicious berry forward sip that is just, it knocks my socks off every single time. Batch 31 did the same thing to me, but this is, to my knowledge, a little bit better than Batch 31. I really enjoyed Batch 31, as you can see, almost down to the bottom of the bottle, but Batch 34 is just absolutely insanely delicious. If you can find this, highly recommend picking it up because it is just that darn good. So you guys have it. Those are the 8 bottles of bourbon that every time I go to them, every time I took my first sip from these, absolutely knocked my socks off, and will always recommend to people Delicious, delicious pours. Nonetheless, whatever you think, let me know down in the comments if you agree with me or if you don't. Let me know what your favorite knock your socks off bottles of bourbon are down below. But until next time, this has been Nathan with the Everyday Drinker. Cheers.